Hi, welcome to Vicky Makes and Builds. Today I have another wooden puzzle to do for you. It's only the second one I've done on the channel. This one is a different brand. This one is a Woodbests wooden puzzle. Here it is. Now, Woodbests were kind enough to send me this puzzle to build and review on my channel. So thank you very much to Woodbests for sending this to me. Woodbests have, I think, around 7 different collections of wooden puzzles, including animals, nature, zodiac, and space, among others. They also do custom puzzles. The one I've chosen to do is from their space collection. I really love space puzzles, which you might know if you've seen any other of my space-themed puzzles on the channel. And the space one I chose is this one. Again, I'll show you again. It's called Starry Night. And as you can see, it's quite a dark puzzle. There's quite a lot of dark pieces, or quite a lot of dark areas on it. And we've got, in the center of the darkness, there's like a gradient of bright colors depicting the night sky, and silhouetted beneath that is a figure looking up at the sky, and some landscape at the bottom with a few trees and things like that. I was immediately drawn to this image. I thought it was lovely, and I love the comparison of the colours against the black, although I do think I may have chosen quite a challenging puzzle for myself with this. What I didn't realise when I chose this puzzle was that Woodbests actually make their puzzles in 4 different sizes. So they do small, medium, large and extra large. And when Woodbests asked me which size I wanted, I went ahead and said, yes, send me the extra large one. But yeah, so I think I may have set myself quite a challenge with this, but I am looking forward to doing it. I will give it a good go. So this one is 700 pieces, or at least that's what it says on the box. I don't know if that's an exact amount, because I think on the website it says this one is 773, so it may be just a touch more than that. But how difficult I find it, I guess the proof will be in the puzzling. So before I dive into a look at the box and the pieces of the puzzle, I just want to mention that if you like the look of this puzzle by the end of the video, and Woodbests puzzles in general, I do have a discount code that can be used once for 20% off any of the Woodbest wooden puzzles, and that code is Vicky20. I'm going to pop it in the description below, and also information about Woodbests and the website and their social media information and so forth. So have a wee look at that if you are interested in having a go at a Woodbests wooden puzzle yourself. Now let's have a look at Starry Night. Woodbests offer the choice of 2 types of packaging: a wooden gift box or a more simple recycled cotton bag. Being the more sustainable choice of packaging, they recommend the cotton bag, and they price it slightly cheaper than the gift box packaging. The top of the wooden box is mostly covered with the puzzle image, which is slightly indented into the lid, giving the edge of the lid the appearance of a frame. In each of the 4 corners, there is an inked-on piece of information, including the Woodbest logo, the name of the puzzle, a tagline that says "Creative Wooden Puzzles", and 4 symbols which correspond to a key on the back. 3 of the 4 sides of the box are blank, but you can see on these sides that the box is pieced together using this interlocking method, a mortise and tenon style joint that gives the box the appearance of having been pieced together like the puzzle. I like this detail. The 4th side of the box has the size of the box, which in this case is extra large, the piece count, and the dimensions of the puzzle in inches. The back of the box contains the most information, which is perhaps why the text here has been engraved into the wood rather than just being inked on like the top and the side. It shows the name of the company, its website, email and logo, a warning about small parts and potential choking hazard. Beneath that is the key I mentioned earlier relating to the 4 symbols on the front, which correspond to a tree for eco-friendliness, a brain for mental exercise, a puzzle together gift box to show the puzzle's potential as a gift, and a puzzle together heart to represent teamwork and cooperation. Finally, at the bottom is the company information and where the puzzle has been made. Right, so let's get this box opened up. So, as I mentioned earlier, this is the gift box packaging of the puzzle. So this comes in a wooden box. It's not the cotton bag one. So the lid just lifts off, and it stays on by dint of these little protrusions, shall we say, which just slot into here, and it stays on quite well. But I have noticed that kind of pulling it off, I guess, has maybe just weakened the glue a little bit between this bit here, which has got the image on it, and this kind of frame here. So that's unfortunate. I may need to just get a little bit of glue and glue that back on. But, you know, still together and everything. It looks nice. Lid stays on well. And right, so what we've got here is a small easel type thing that I believe is for holding the box lid, so you can see the image. So putting it on the little easel is just quite a nice touch, I think, and good, you know, if you are giving it as a gift, and plus it's perhaps a good help if you're doing the puzzle and you want to just look up and have a look at the image. Inside the box we've got this piece of like kind of loose woven kind of like a hessian fabric, which just wraps around the pieces. And then obviously here we've got a box full of wooden pieces. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of pieces. 700 wooden pieces looks like a lot. And the last wooden puzzle I did was only 251 pieces. So what have I gotten myself into? I don't know. I'm sure we'll find out. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour these out. So they're going to make a clatter. Oh, I think that's all. Oh no, there's a couple stuck. So that's that empty. And we've got a couple of the little bits of thread from the hessian have come out, but just two, I think. I don't think there's any more. Right, so this looks like it's going to be really fun and also really hard. I'm quite nervous about this. So we've got, right, so this one differs from the last wooden puzzle I did in that the other wooden puzzle that I did only had sort of 2 or 3 different shaped pieces, and those pieces repeated across the puzzle. So this, I guess, is more like the traditional wooden puzzle that you would get, where the shapes are just kind of random and a bit crazy. Lots of knobs, lots of inserts, no real edge to this. I mean, it's kind of like it's not a straight edge puzzle. There's curves and lines and spirals and all sorts of things going on here. So, but you also have in this one the sort of trademark kind of whimsies that you get. These characterized shapes, which are kind of dotted about the puzzle, and in this case they are sort of space themed. So these whimsies actually have, and I couldn't honestly tell you if this is true for other wooden puzzles because I haven't really done that many, but these whimsies have actual really narrow lines cut into, like, right through the shape. So for this one here, this sort of, I guess it's a planet. I'll take a close-up picture for you. For this one here, there are wavy lines cut right through the piece. So if you actually turn the piece over, you can see the lines on the other side. And they're kind of really what marks it out as a whimsy, apart from they're very specific shapes. But you can also see detail on the back of the piece, whereas the regular pieces are just the natural wood colour. So so that's quite nice. So you get, there's like a planet there. I think I spotted a plane earlier. They all seem to be to do with the sky. That's another planet that looks like Saturn. I've got, I think that's a space astronaut helmet. That looks like a little sun. And there's various other ones scattered throughout. That's a shooting star there. So I love that. Like, I love that I'm finally actually doing a wooden puzzle with these whimsy shapes in. I think it's going to be fun just discovering what they all are, and slotting them in. The pieces feel good. They're decent thickness. The image looks to be nice and bright and clear. These pieces with the oranges and the kind of the gradient colours look really, really good. The surface is it's kind of rough, feels rough, but looks nice. It looks bright. It's kind of they're not dull or anything like that. There's no kind of scratches or anything. They all look absolutely fine. So I'm just gonna make a start on the puzzle, and the likelihood is I will sort. It's just the shapes are so random that I don't think I can just shuffle this one together. I mean, I probably could pick out a few, you know, oranges and pinks and stuff like that, but I think it's probably going to be easier in the long run if I just sort. So I'm going to just spread these pieces out, turn them over, sort by colour. The most obvious bit to start with is the bright kind of gradient sections, and perhaps the silhouetted figure at the front. And then just take it from there, kind of work my way outwards, do those dark bits around the edge, and just see how I get on with it. I do not know if it's going to be difficult, easy, somewhere in the middle. I don't have a clue, but I am looking forward to finding out. So let's do that just now. Okay, so the sorting is done. I've largely done it by colour. So you can see here I've got some dark blues moving into sort of turquoise, into more greens. Then you've got some yellows. There's some reds up there. Over here are the oranges, and there's some really dark oranges there. That's sort of pinks and purples. And that's all the whimsy shapes that I could find. That's sort of, I don't even know how to describe that colour. I think that's sort of maybe just an area that's sort of between two colours where it all goes a little bit sort of greyish. But there are some lighter shades in there, some kind of orangey bits. So I've put those in that pile. That's the only section I've really done by texture. There's kind of two lots of colours in a lot of these pieces. So there's like black against green or black against orange. So that'll be presumably where the person is standing, or this area here in the front, or just kind of the horizon, I guess. So that's that pile there. These are all the kind of the dark colours that are left. At the bottom here, this is something I spotted as I was sorting. So what I found was that there were pieces with like a line along the edge. So in this one you can see kind of like a white or wood coloured, I guess, line along that one edge of the piece, and all of them have that. All of these pieces, these ones I've separated. And I wasn't sure what it was at first. I thought, I was worried that maybe there might have been some kind of misalignment in the printing, or, you know, it might have been slightly off center. But what I actually think it is, I think these are edge pieces. It's only on some of them, it's not on all of them, and I believe that is because they might be edge pieces. I think there's perhaps more in this pile, and I will pick them out as and when I come to them. I'm not going to do the edges first, but that's my theory on those, so we'll see if that is true. So yeah, let's get started. Let's see how this goes. The Starry Night wooden puzzle. Okay, so I have pretty much gone through all of the piles of pieces that I had on the table. The only ones I have left now are these ones, which I think I can now confirm are edge pieces. These are the ones with this kind of obvious white line along one side of them. I've actually put a couple in on this side here, just on the edge of the blue section, and I'm pretty certain now that that is the edge of the puzzle. So I think that they are edge pieces. Now these at the top I have pulled out just from the black pieces I had left. They're all on this board here. And having had a quick look through them, I think I can form a strategy whereby I first of all pick out ones that still have obvious colour in them, even though they're dark. Like, for example, that one. You can see there's some kind of reddy, dark sort of reddy colours in that. So that's likely to go over here somewhere. A whole bunch of those still kind of have colour to them. So I'm going to go through all these pieces and just pull out all of the ones that I can find that still just have a touch of colour to them. And after that, I think that the scenario will be to separate the remaining black pieces according to whether or not they have stars on them. So some of these black pieces are going to be the land at the bottom, and some of them are going to be just the edge of the sky at the top. But the land, obviously, doesn't have stars in it. So there are some pieces, like, for example, this one, that's just all black. So I think that I'll be able to separate out land from sky, basically, and then just put it together that way. I think it'll slow me down, probably going to be quite a slow process, but I think that's probably going to be the best way to deal with all these black pieces, because there's still a lot. There's another one there that's got edge piece on it. So I'll put that over there. So any of those that I find, I'll also put to one side. So just anything I can do to separate them out, narrow down choices, that's what I'll do. So I'm going to work on these black ones just now. Okay, so this puzzle is getting really quite difficult now, and I've got all these kind of pieces with stars still on them, still to go in, and there aren't that many, but what I'm struggling with is that I've actually had one or two false fits. Now, there are some with very similar kind of bits that stick out that could go in one or two different places that I've had to actually move to another area and then rebuild. It's happened maybe 4 or 5 times. But not only that, I actually didn't realise that I thought every piece in this puzzle was unique. And I've actually found at least 2 pieces that are the exact same shape. I don't know if there's more, there might not be. But that's sort of forced me to adjust my thinking a bit, because, you know, there might well be areas where I've got it wrong. I think I'm right so far. I'm just kind of testing, moving things around. I've also still got a whimsy left, this one here, this planet thing, moon thing here. I think that must go in this corner, because that's still quite a big area I've got to do. I've actually reached the edge there. You can see some of the left-hand edge there. And I've managed to reach some of the right-hand edge here. I think that that area there, and also those 2 big parts sticking out there, are the top edge, although the top edge doesn't seem to have that white line. So that's thrown me a little as well. But, I mean, I can only conclude that that will go somewhere in this top corner. So I've managed to kind of put aside pieces with these curved edges here that probably will border this, and I might maybe even try and just put those together and then kind of slot it in as a whole at some stage. But yeah, it's quite tough, and that finding two pieces the same was a little bit unexpected, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, I'll keep plugging away at it. I am getting there. I think I will get there eventually. It's just quite slow going at the moment. So yeah, that's where I'm at now. I'm going to try and just get rid of all these pieces with stars on and try and finish this top half, and then I'll move on to this bottom bit, of which I think they're all pieces from the bottom. I've not seen any others with stars on. There might be one or two, but I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, tough puzzle, but I am getting there. So yeah, hopefully I will see you at the finish soon. Well, that's it. Starry Night is finished. Wow, that was a bit of a marathon run towards the end there with all those black pieces. um, it was difficult finding the right piece sometimes on the black sections because um, what I discovered as I was doing it was that there were some pieces that had, bits sticking out that were the same. They had the same kind of shape sticking out. So, there was points where it could have been any one of several pieces that fit into the space. And sometimes I put it in not realizing it wasn't right, and I had to kind of go back and change it about. And I actually did find two pieces, and I think there were only two that were the exact same. So that surprised me a little bit. But I mean, it wasn't too bad. It sort of added a level of challenge, which was good, I thought. One of the things that actually helped with that was being able to figure out which pieces were the edge pieces. It wasn't only that some of them had that kind of white line, some of them didn't. But I sort of got to realize that the shapes along the edge were sort of just more exaggerated and bigger. So it was obvious that other shapes weren't going to fit into it. It was going to be the actual outside edge of the puzzle. So being able sometimes to actually just do a little bit of the edge and then create more of a sort of a frame in which I could fit the piece, that would just narrow down which piece it was. That actually helped. And I used that a couple of times when I was doing it. I felt like the black sections of the puzzle were just big enough. I felt like there was just the right amount of black. Any more, and I perhaps would have started to get a little bit frustrated, and any less, and it would have been enjoyable, but perhaps just slightly less challenging. So, overall, it was fine. It was just, it was quite difficult. The gradient section, I absolutely loved. Now, I like a gradient anyway in a puzzle, and it was one of the reasons I went for this puzzle in particular, but I just thought that the colours were so rich and sort of deep and vibrant. It just was a joy to look at the pieces, pick them up, put them in, and just see the image grow. I really did like that part of the puzzle. It's probably my favourite bit. And also, not only that, but because this is a wooden puzzle and it has random shapes, and there are so many swirls and bumps and, big gaps and small gaps and things like that. If I focus too much on the shape, which I had to do when I was doing the black sections, if I focus too much on that, I found it gave me a bit of eye strain. Like I was having to look really hard at each and every piece and really focus on these wavy lines, and it just sent me a bit cross-eyed on occasion. But with the gradient, I kind of adjusted my focus so that I wasn't really focused too much on the shape, but more on the colour. So, it was just easier on the eyes, and it was just lovely. I really enjoyed the gradient altogether. The other thing I liked about the gradient section was that the vast majority of the whimsy shapes were in the gradient. Not all of them, but most of them. And I thought they were brilliant. I just putting them in, finding them and finding where they went. It was just really good fun. So I thought that was great as well. My favourite whimsy is the alien. I just love that the alien's kind of bang in the middle, and the person at the bottom who's looking up is just looking right at the alien, like they're about to be beamed up or something like that. So the alien was my favourite, but they were all really cool. The flying saucers and the planets and all the kind of the space themed stuff. I thought that was great as well. So yeah, overall, I'm just really glad I did this puzzle. I thought it was a really good quality puzzle. As I say, I don't have a great deal of experience with wooden puzzles. The other wooden puzzle I've done was a Wentworth puzzle, and I'm aware that they're a good, decent brand. I thought that the image quality was up there. I thought it was just as enjoyable. Definitely, I enjoyed it equally. I think the pieces in this one are just ever so slightly thinner, but we're talking like a millimetre or something. There wasn't that much difference, and I just didn't notice it. The pieces felt good. So yeah, I really would. I would definitely try another Woodbests puzzle, and it's actually made me just want to just enter the wider world of wooden puzzles. There's other wooden puzzle companies out there I'd love to try as well. So I'm really glad I did this one. So just thank you again to Woodbests for sending it to me. So I've not got much else to say about the puzzle itself. Don't forget that if you want to try a Woodbest puzzle for yourself, then there is a discount code, Vicky20, that you can use for 20% off one of their puzzles. And don't forget as well that you can get them in all different sizes, depending on how much you want to challenge yourself. So yeah, I'm going to put the discount code in the description, and I'll also put a link to their website, which you can just go and check out and have a wee browse. It really is, they've got a lot of choice, and I personally think I'd like to try maybe one out of the Zodiac range that they've got. Maybe one of the animal ones, they're quite nice as well. But you know, there's lots of choice for any taste. So yeah, have a look in the description and go and check out their website, and also don't forget about the 20% discount code. Other than that, I don't have anything else to say. Just thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please pop a like on the video. Make any comments you wish to make. You know, if you want to ask me anything, that's absolutely fine as well. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then please do consider subscribing as well. Otherwise, I will wish you all a happy puzzling, and I'll see you in the next one.